you can see here I draw applied algorithms is the general words for all kind of this class. For some kind of practice algorithm classes. So true name of your class is data structure and algorithm advanced labs, right? So it's the same purpose of this slides. For this course, it will be learned about algorithm, about data structure and algorithm, about how to find algorithm, how to apply data structure algorithm, improve the mind to how to solve problems, but also very important thing is implementation skills. So if you can learn algorithm and data structure thinking, including implementation skills, you will have a complete program to solve a problem. So you can have final results for each problem rising during the classes. So you can see here the title applied. That means the problem or algorithm you got are expected to be able to apply to some practical fields, even on some other science fields like operation research, like bioinformatics, like chemical, like physical, some logistic problems, something like that. Of course, it will be provide some very basic algorithm and data structure, but the problems you will be challenged normally rise with some practical background that you will have some notion how to apply this way to think to solve some practical problems. For example, you normally when you go to school, you want to go by the minimum paths, right? Shortest course path. So you have a lot of way to go to reach the arrival, but you normally you will choose the minimum, the shortest course path. So it is a basic graph problems, but it can be applied to some practical problems, some renewal problem that you will meet. So for each course, you will have some exercises with practical background. So we apply how to solve it with the basic algorithm and data structure. Here you can see some the outline of the first course. Of course, you have you will have sorry, how I can hide it. You can see here. Okay, it's better like this. Some instruction about this, how to solve practical problems, programming problems. And for the second part of this course, you will see some tips to practice, make better skills. So some type of practical skills. And for the third part of this course, it will be introduced some ad hoc problems that are the simplest problems, some direct problems from the background. They tell something and you need to do it directly from the problems. The algorithm and data structure is not the big problem for the ad hoc problems. First of all, we go to some introduction about this course. You can see on the screen a diagram with the objective to solve some problems, programming problems. You can see here, starting from definition of some famous problems or real-world problems. So we have a background of the problems, including some computer science knowledge. So you will have yeah. Just a moment. You have a problem statement of the programming exercise you need to solve. So from this, you will think about what algorithm, what data structure to solve this. Once you have the solution by the mind, you need to concrete this your idea to do a program. Yeah. You need to program this idea. And how you can evaluate the program? So normally you need to debug on the old computer. This is good, okay, but it's not all. You are not sure that the program will be correct for every test cases. So you need some other test cases from the third party, from some other people, from other source that can verify the program. So that called hidden testing data. So you will be given hidden testing data. The program will be executed with hidden testing data. So that gives you the output. This output, okay, and this output will be compared to the exact one, so the exact output. If they are the same, so you pass the test. Otherwise, you will not pass. You need to update the program in order to pass all testing data. So the main objective here is to propose the correct algorithms and executable program fastest as much as possible. Because during contest you have a limit time, right? So you need to do as fast as possible. When you go to some company, you have a deadline have problems, you need to solve as fast as possible. So you pass the program to testing, some testing unit, other group, testing group. So this group will test the program and return the results. If you cannot pass the test, you need to correct the code and resubmit again. So for this course, we try to do by this way, but of course we don't have a testing group here. But you see, we will evaluate the program by some automatic server, so automatic testing system. So you submit the program on the server will run the program, will evaluate with hidden testing data, and give you back the results. Okay, so here you will have a interactive server. Okay. So the objective of this course, given a real-life programming problem, the students can propose problem formulations from the statements. You need to mathematically model problems, so that become scientific problems. Student can propose the right efficient algorithms and data structure for the problem, and then translate the proposed algorithms and data structures to shortcode and executable programs in a predefined time amount, such that the program returns the correct solutions in limited computation and memory resources. So when you are given a problems, you will be given the, yeah, you can see, you will be given the limit of time, the limit of memory. For example, the program must be run during only 1 second. For each test case, you have only about 512 megabytes for all variables of the code, and so on. So you will have all information beforehand, so you can calculate how the algorithm can use these resources to make the program pass all test cases. So the objective of this course is to provide and to enhance these skills: data structure, algorithm, and programming skills to solve real-life problems. So this is a big word, okay, problems. I write this, but it's not completely the final objective, because to be able to solve real-life problems, you need a lot of other skills, a lot of other background. So I can see just you have some background real-life problems. It's not really to solve real-life problems. So you can have some mindset of how to solve real-life problem by algorithm and programming skills. So some approaches to learn from this course. So you have already the course of basic lab, right? On data structure basic lab. So it's good. It is basic skills for this. If you cannot program correctly, if you cannot program if you are not able to use well some programming languages, some libraries, and so on. I think you need to take some online courses, programming problems. For example, you may go to the online course named Code Learner. Yeah, so there are some basic courses on programming, on C++ programming, some basic data structure, and basic algorithm, even on Python or Java. So it's very good start for you. If you think that programming skill is not good, you can take some basic courses on Kotlin, for example. It's an interactive server system, so you can learn easily. When you code, you submit on server, you will have a result immediately, so you can pass step by step. The course is better. Yes, for some theory courses, you can learn some fundamental algorithm course or fundamental data structure course, or you can read related books. You have already learned data structure and algorithm courses. You can revise these courses to have a good thinking of data structure and algorithms. You can study and present other common classes of algorithm and data structure. You can study simple math and informatics theory related to solving problems by computer. You can practice algorithm and data structure proposal skills and enhance the programming skill. So perhaps you need to practice more these skills. Okay, you need to practice and practice and practice to have a good skills. And because the final objective of this course is that you can program to solve problems. Here's some reference. You can read Competitive Programming by Stephen Halim from NUS, National University of Singapore. So now he has published until CP4 already, but I think that you cannot find the CP4 on web. Otherwise, you can find CP3 by this website. Okay. You can find slides of the course, design and analyze of algorithms by Professor Nguyễn Đức Nghĩa. In this slide, he is present very in detail algorithms, data structure to solve each class of problems. It's worth to have these slides. Some very common algorithm books in the world: algorithm design and introduction to algorithm, that almost universities in the world use for computer science courses. They are very popular for algorithms. You can find in web the lecture of Professor Lê Minh Hoàng from Hà Nội University of Education. This lecture provide you very in detail the algorithm, data structure, and also implementing codes for each class of problems, each basic problem of each categories, including the code. The existing code is a very good lecture to be referred. Or you can find some other online courses in the world about competitive programming or apply algorithms, data structure, and algorithm courses. Okay. It is a tentative plan. Today you have an introduction. They have an introduction to this course. Next week we will go to data structure and libraries course, and the second and the third week you will have a data structure and library course, including practice problems. So we will mix theory and practice sessions during these 2 courses on data structure and libraries. In the course today, you will have the half of the course being dedicated for practice sessions. The third week, we will go to recursion and branch and bar algorithm. After that, we will have a divine concours, and after that will be dynamic programming. You can have 2 weeks for dynamic and programming, which is a big. This is a big category. So normally at 8 weeks you will have a written test or some practice sessions. And you can continue dynamic programming, or you can revise some other category like divine concours, or if you learn well from week 9, you can start learning graphs. Normally, you will have 2 or 3 weeks on graphs, which is a big category as well. So 13 weeks, we will do string processing already. A little bit. I think we will focus on gradient algorithms, and if we have time, we talk about string processing. Gradient algorithm is more important than this. For these 2 weeks, okay. And finally, you will have a course on NP complete class. That is tentative program, the tentative plan. Okay. Given a problem, so we will have a template like this. A problem contains problem description, input description, output description, some examples of input and output. So you need to pay attention to this. You have to exactly follow input and output format. Otherwise, the program, when the program submit to server, you will got 0. Because this will be automatic system. You must to follow the format of input and output in order to get points. If you don't follow this format, the system will give you a wrong answer or something like that for all test cases. So during inside the problem, we will have a time limit in second, memory limit in megabytes, so we can organize the algorithm and data structure within these limits. And the task is to write an executable program to solve problem instances with different inputs, as many as possible. With the input data in the form is always correct. You don't need to check the correctness of the input data. Okay. And the program runs in the given computation time and memory limit. If the program is exceeded this limit, it will go 0 for this test case. I give you a very simple example. Alice had 8 candies, both with at least more B candies. How many candies does Alice have in total? So it's very easy, right? Someone can tell me quickly.
It's A plus B.
Yes. A plus B, right? Yeah, good. Is it easy? Yeah, it's very easy. But is it really easy? I don't think so. Let's see. Because we need to see the limitation. Here you can see it writes the first of all the input format. The first line contains an integer t, which is the number of test cases or numbers of instance in each test case. And then in t following lines, each of them includes a test. One test consists of two non-negative integers a and b, in which you can see here. Pay attention to this. Here, ab within the range 0 to 10 power 18, and they are separated by at least one space. Outputs are written in t lines corresponding to t test. Each line is represent of a plus b for each test. Okay, so normally just you can write a plus b, right, as a result, but you have to pay attention to the input and output format. Take an example, and very simple input and output format. You have g equal to 2, right? So that you have only 2 here, but in fact t equal to 2. So first of all, you have to read t. So the following 2 lines, each one is a test case. This is a test. 3, 5 is a is 2, a is 3 and b is 5. So we got the result 8 for the first line, right? The second line 4 and 1. You got the result is 5. Okay, so you must to follow this format in order to get the point from automatic HUST system. So you can see here a very simple code for this problem. First of all, you read t, and you have a loop t time. Each time you read a and b, here, and you print out a plus b. Okay, is it easy? Is it right? Do you think is about answer correct for all test cases? Triển, do you think that this code is correct for all test cases? Triển, can you answer? Oh, I think you turn off.
Yes.
Sorry?
Can you still see me?
Yes. You can you answer the question? Is this code correct for all test cases?
I think not, because the A and B these are integers,
Yeah.
and its limit is 10 to the power of 18.
Yes, right. Yeah. Thank you. Pay attention for this. Here you have it is the declaration of the value integer. So it is correct only until 10 power 9, but not go to 18. So how we can correct this code? So everyone should open the camera during the class, okay? Don't turn off like this. Tống Thị Thu Anh, can you answer the question? How you can correct this code? Are you here, Tống Thị Thu Anh?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you answer my question?
Okay, I think I will use some stack or queue to add a very big number.
No, I don't think it's the right answer. The problem is the value of a and b is limited by an integer value, but the limit of the problem is until 10 power 18. So you need to change the declaration of a and b, not integer, but you can use another type, value type, like
Double.
Yes, you can do double. Yes, but it's too big for you. You need just to use just to use solution. Just use long. It's good enough for you. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So just you change to long is okay. So the maximum result up to 2 by 10 power 18. So just use long is enough for you. You can use double, okay, but pay attention that when you write the answer, if you don't prevent some value after the point, that will give you wrong answer from the system. For example, when you write, you use a double here. If you use double here instead of long, when you write this, count this one, so the answer may be 5.0. So you have the HR. Yeah, even that is a correct answer of the problem, but from the server, it is not follow the correct format, and you will have a wrong answer for this one. So pay attention for the type of variable. Okay. Okay. The long is okay. But now, if I want to have the value of a and b must be larger, so how you can do this? So if it's more than 10 power 18, 10 power 20 to 10 power 30, for example, so we cannot use long, even double. So you have to think about another skill. Yeah. In this way, when a and b must be larger, so you have to use some, for example, string processing. Processing technique here. Okay. So you can store each value by a string. Yes, and you do by the hand, as you learn arithmetic from primary school. You take the character, the the last character you take and each character one by one, like you do in primary school, and you store in a string. You take it go past 10, you take a memorization to the next calculation and so on. So in this short, I will not require this technique. So you don't have to learn string processing technique for this problem. But just just I want just to tell you a way to do this problem in this case A and B are too large. But you don't need to learn this technique, because this technique only is not really algorithm and data structure, basic algorithm and data structure technique. And moreover, if you use Python or Java, so this is automatically solved by some data type of Java and Python. In this problem, I recommend you to use C++. It is most convenient for you. For this course. Of course, you can use Python or Java, but C++ is better for this course. So program in C++ is quickly, and it's typical for algorithm, more typical for algorithm than Python and Java. Okay. Here I present you some online evaluation system. Codeforce, SPOG, Katis, they are very popular online system. And from this course we will use the server on Codeforce. I will tell you how to register and enter the Hà Nội University of Science and Technology contest on this server to do practice problems. Yeah, you can use one of these programming language, but I recommend use C++. Okay. Okay. Here we'll use a private server Codeforce to have students practice solving problem online and using a CMS system. Okay. So it is a content management system. So it is for contest, for exam, for midterm and final exam only. But I don't know if we can learn offline or not. We can change the way to do the contest, the final or the midterm, depending on the way we learn. Maybe I will give you some online contest, programming online contest. I can give you some some quick contest like last semester you have already got. Let's see in the next several weeks to decide the way to do the contest. But anyway, you have to practice on server, and I could give you some online contests, and it depends on how to evaluate this content to decide the way to organize the final and midterm and final exam. So be careful also that I have an automatic code matching system to check plagiarism in the exams. This is developed by my group. That when if you copy code someone else, you submit to server, I will find it by this system. Even you change the code, you change the parameter, you reorganize the order of the code, and so on. This system can find it easily and find the number of percent that you can, that number of the percentage of code you copy of either of someone else. For example, 70%, 80%, 90%, and so on. So be careful that you need to do by yourself. Don't copy code and paste from other people. Otherwise, you are risk to learn this code again next week or next year. Okay. When you submit your code to server, you will got the answer. This accepted that your code is passed all test cases. Wrong answer from each test case, compiler, runtime error, time limit exceeded, or memory limit exceeded. Some servers give a response for each test, but in general, they just return simple response as above for whole test cases. Okay, it's some introduction. Do you have any question for this before going to the second part of the course? Any question? We're going to the second part. I will tell you some practical skill. Okay. You will see here some skills. First of all, it's a problem reading skill. Given a problem, you need to understand the problem, understand the background, and modelize the problem. So the problem background present application of the problem in the real life. So and you have a problem description, some constraint, some requirement of the problem. You will have input and output description. You will have example of input and output for some simple tests, and computational time and memory limits for the program. So is a problem background important? Because when you watch the problem background, it's long, and it's tell a story about the real life problem, tell story about the fields, the science, the chemistry, the logistics, bioinformatics, and so on. This is the work, but it's really need to solve the problem. Some people say no. Some people prefer to write a very prep background, prep statement. For example, just to do that, write a program to sort and read numbers. Memory limit is 3 megabyte. Computation time limit is 1 second. Limit of input size is 1 million, and so on. So it's very easy to understand, right? It's very short and very clear, but it's not interesting at all. I want to solve not only a mathematical problem, but also some real-world problems. So for computer science, we need to have a background, a good background for this. Before going to the each constraint or something like that, we normally from the problem we tell a story about this. Here an example about Fibonacci sheet music. So the sheet music, so the melody, Fibonacci melody. So this is from a very basic Fibonacci number. Everybody know. The Fibonacci second is 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 18, and so on. Okay, everybody know, right? But from this sequences, one can do a correspondence to a music note. You can see here. The melody is derived from one of the most famous sequences. It is Fibonacci numbers. The first two numbers in the sequence are 1 and 2. 1 corresponds to the note, music note Do. C is Do. The second is D. E is Re in Vietnamese. Right? And the third one is E, just in Me. And the fourth number corresponds to F, is Fa. The fifth number is G, is Son, and so on. And every 8 note it back to the music sheet from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, D, and back to C. So you take a modulo of 8, you will got the music note here. So you can see here 8 corresponds to C, and 13 corresponds to A, and so on. So from the Fibonacci sequence, you have a correspondence to the music note C, D, E, G, C, A, and so on. And magically, this second is a loop of 16 notes. Even this go to infinite, so it is a loop of 16 note, okay, music note. So that make you a melody. Yeah, you can hear. You can hear. You can let you hear a little bit. But we need to. I don't know why I cannot click here. Okay. One second, please. Okay, now I can hear some melody of this music. You can hear. These are first six notes and then Okay, you have just got 5 minutes relax with Fibonacci 1. Fibonacci 1. This is the music from 5 Fibonacci seconds. It's not from any writers, but they also just insert some rhythm, some advanced rhythm. The note is natural. Okay, the note is natural, created by 5 Fibonacci seconds, but the rhythm is by human, of course. So by this one's rhythm, they insert some other instruments, and they all around 16 music basic notes only from these frequency ones. Okay, it's quite interesting, right? It's not by human, but it's natural music melody. Okay, this first of all is not so important, but it's important anyway, because during contest you may be raised by a very long statement, so you need to have a reading skill. The second one is problem classification skill. This is very important one. You need to classify quickly problem into popular distinct classes. So given this problem, you need to define, to realize which algorithm, which data structure, which kind of classes of this problem, so that you can apply this. Yeah, you classify the problem into ad hoc, for example, assertive search or divide concours, and so on. So how you can do this? So just practice. You practice more and more these classes, and you can have intuition that which problem go into which kind of classes. But the third skill is algorithm analysis. You are given the limit of time and memory, so the solution should be fast enough and not use too much memory. And the solution should be as simple as possible. Otherwise, you make a lot of time to implement the complicated idea. You need to use algorithm analyze methods to determine if the expected solution satisfies memory and computation time limit. You need to have such skill. Otherwise, you don't know your code can be passed to test guy or not in theory. You can imagine that your computer, the personal computer, can do 5 by 10 power 8 calculation step per second. Or you can suppose that you have until 1 billion calculation is good. It's okay. 1 billion. That means 10 power 9. If you think that is more, it's easier to calculate the limit of code. I give an example. You do a sorting algorithm for 1 million integer number in 3 seconds. 1 million. If you use just a simple algorithm like bubble sort, which is the complexity of O n square. Can this solve completely the task? The answer is no, right? O n square just means 1 million square. About 1 million square is 10 power 12, right? 1 million square. So someone tell me that need how many seconds to do 1 power 12 calculation step. If the laptop can do 1 billion per second, so you need to how many seconds to do this? How many? Phạm Hồng Khánh, can you answer my question? Are you here, Phạm Hồng Khánh?
Dạ, em đây ạ.
Yeah, can you answer my question? You need to open the camera, please.
I think it need 10 power 3.
Okay, good. Just make a simple calculation, right? It's 1,000 seconds, right? 1,000 seconds to sort 1 million integer numbers, but you are required only 3 seconds, so it's failed, right? But don't worry, if you use this simple sorting algorithm for problem rise during this course, you will have the pi of 50%, okay, 50% test cases. So not all test case go to the limit of size. For example, here, if I give you a sorting algorithm, I will give you 15% test cases for n smaller than 10 power 3, for example. So you can got the full score for this test case. But otherwise, you cannot pass test cases because the time is too long. So, what is a full? What is a full solution? You can use quick sort. You can use heap sort. You can use merge sort with complexity in O and log n. Okay. So for 1 million numbers, you have n log n. That means you will have 1 million by log of 1 million, right? Log of 1 million. Log of 1 million. Is equal to log of 1 million. That means 6 by log of 10, right? This means 1 million by 6 by log of 10. Okay, and log of 10 is about 3 only. Okay, about 3 only. Okay, so 6 by 3 is 18. So it approximate to 20. It's okay. 20 million. Okay, it's about 20 million. 20 million. Okay. So you can do quickly assumption like that. Because in the big O notation, so it's about this. It's not exactly just about calculation. So to sort 1 million, numbers by quick sort, you need only about 20 million calculation by a constant. It is a value of the programming skill. If you do worse, C may be big. If you do good, C is small. Okay. I have already learned about this, right? So I can say that it's about 10 power 7 calculation, and it's much smaller than this one. Okay, much smaller than this one. It's smaller than 1 second. It's smaller than 1 second. So for this task, an algorithm of O and N is good for you to solve. You want full score for this. Otherwise, if the requirement only for 1000 number, you don't need to use quick sort or something like that. It's complicate the problem. You just need the bubble sort to do, okay, so that you can completely solve the task. So that's why here the solution should be as simple as possible. Okay. Remember that the simplest algorithm satisfying all requirements in computation time and memory resources is the best choices. So that give you time to do. You save time to do. So you can see here, and I give you a tip to approximate the computation time calculation. Just memorize some tip like that. 2 power 10 is about 1 million. Of course, this is 1,024,000, but you can approximate to 1,024. So I can approximate to 1,000. It's enough. This is in big O. You don't need to precise the number of calculation. Just you need to approximate it with the same growing function, right? Growing function is good enough. Log 2 of 10 is about 3, good enough. Okay, and so on. In the case you are not sure about the correctness of the algorithm, please find a proof for that algorithm. Even if you cannot prove or disprove it, you still can understand more about the problem. Here you can see in the table some corresponding algorithm to the size of the problem, size of the input problem, the input size n. If n smaller than 10, so with an isolative search, it's easy. You can use an algorithm of factorial or n power 6. Here about 15, you can use still exponential, but more efficient, like 2 power n by n squared for the dynamic programming for TSP problem. It will be learned on dynamic programming course. If n up to 20, you can have some other still exponential or n power 5 until 50 for the dimension dynamic programming. until 100, you will have a floor workshop with the equipped computational time. Until 1000, you will have a bubble sort, insertion, selection sort, and square. Until 100,000, you need to develop an log algorithm like merge sort or some segment interval tree. Up to 10 power 6, so 1 million, you need to have a linear algorithm or just a constant algorithm. Or even n log n is okay. N log n for 1000 is okay. That is okay. Okay. But remember that 1 million elements is take time to read. So next is programming language skill. You need to master the programming language. So this is just technically. Don't waste time to. So during contest, if you don't familiar to the programming language, you cannot master the programming language. You waste a lot of time to find, to check something very technical. If you master this, you got time, right? You save time a lot. Master the programming language, that means you can use the libraries easily. For example, for C++ standard template library, STL library, is very useful for you. If you just need to standard library, you don't need to re-implement it. You should use libraries to do program faster and no bug. Because the library is default correct, right? But you just need to skill this, use this, how to use this is important. But not all problems that you can use library, especially for some complicated problem. You cannot just use library algorithms. You have to change, you have to re-implement this algorithm. A lot of algorithmic processing paths cannot use the library directly, but you can customize the library or you can implement this. Next one is a variable naming skill. It's important for you when you go to company, go to a group. You need to have the same naming type. So the names should be meaningful. Function name, for that, here is just an example. You don't need to follow this, but you should find a way to naming the variable that give you easier to debug and to prevent very trivial bugs. Here an example, function name start with a capital letter. For example, got read input like this. Or letters in a constant name are capital. For example, constant int max equal to array name starts with a letter A, following by a capital letter, For example, int a equals string variable name starting with the letter S, following by a capital letter. For example, string S line name of a vector variable starts a letter V, following by a capital letter. For example, vector int V list name of a single variable name should contain lower letters. For example, int E, I, U, some, rest. Variable name should be as close to the names given in the problem as possible, so you don't have a trouble when you switch from the problem to the code. Okay. Like you go to skin to test program, very important to debug the program. You need to debug to make sure the outputs of the program are correct and the program runs in the limited time amount. You try to diagnose the solution to the problem by finding counter examples as input, while the solution returns incorrect or takes too long time to find the results. You need to do experiments with boundary value instances and large size instances. Write a simple program to check the correctness of solution for small size tests. So this, so we have some tip here. Counter example, okay. You test the boundary value instances, large size instances, okay. So we validate by a simple programmer for small size instances, okay. So it's good for you because you have a simple program with a simple algorithm. You have already passed, as I show you, about 50% of test cases on server for this course. So once the program is correct for small size test, it's likely correct for the big size, include with the boundary value testing or large size testing. So this is good for the algorithm. Okay. Next is about typing skill. Yeah, like a secretary, right? When a secretary, you type by 10 how to say it, I don't remember the words, the English word about the finger, right? 10 fingers, 10 fingers of hands. So you have 10 fingers to type. The eyes always see on the screen, not on the keyboard. Okay. So when you type, when you become the master of typing, so you don't need to think about the keyboard. The hands tap as the reflection, and the head, you think about the problem. Think about the problem. You see on the screen. You see on the screen, and you can see if you type correct or not. So that's much better for you. So you need to practice this typing skill, especially that you learn computer science, you learn code, right? When you go to company, you have to code a lot, and this skill is very important. And last but not least, skill is a practice skill. You need to practice more, and practice forever. The more you practice, the more you improve your problem solving and programming skills. There are many websites to help you practice solving problems from past contests. For example, the UBA, Codeforce, Coder, Cartis, BNOE. Okay, you can have here the website Vietnamese, BNOE, and so on. I have already tell you about CodeLearn. Okay, CodeLearn is a good practice system for you. So I can conclude this skill by the tip: programmer practice. Programmers participating regularly competitions like athletes need regular practice to stay inspired and develop problem-solving skills. Any question before going to the third part of this course? Some skill, some tips of skills, okay? For the next part, we are going to ad hoc problems, very simplest kind of problems. What is ad hoc problems? I give you two examples. Ad hoc problems is a class of simple and easy problems. Solution can be derived directly from problem descriptions. You can say that the problem, direct problem or simulation problems. Normally, the computation time limits do not matter on ad hoc problems. And sometimes the description is long, unclear, and confusing. It make you how to say, a little bit confusing about the problem. But you need to just need to careful read the problem and find the easy way to solve the problem. And some complex problem cause difficulties in programming, so just on technically, not by algorithm, not by data structure. Maybe it is very long, it's a lot of cases, it's easy to make mistake, but not difficult on thinking. I give some example. The first one is cut down straw. Problem is that the COVID-19 epidemic made people very limited out of their home, which pushes many companies out of business, and many others had to cut down their stores, offices, and to fire employees to reduce salary and bonus budgets. Each tech company is not an exception. Business four stores and decide to cut down two of them, with the lowest negative profits in 2019. Here, cut down two of them. Okay. So when you read the problem, you need to specify what is the main idea of the problem. what is important. The requirement. Given the 2019 profit of the 4 store, please indicate the total negative profit of the stores that must be closed. The total negative profit, okay? So when you got understand the problem, so problem become easy. When you read a long background like this, long statement like this may make you confused. But if you can find the main idea of the problem, it becomes very easy. You can see the input format containing the number of test cases and the following tip line. This line contains 4 distinct integers representing profits. The value are in this run. The output for each test case in a line with the total negative profit of the stores. So now we close this. It is easy on this example. Had t equal to 3, each line is the profit of each store. Here you see the 2 store need to be closed. Cut is with profits minus 1,000 and minus 4,000, and you have the total of 5 minus 5,000 on the output, right? So the problem just is to find the 2 minimum value numbers, and you take the summation of these 2. Okay, is it easy? Yeah, easy to implement. It depends on you, right? It's not evidence for you to write this code in one pass. That means you need to change the way to write code for this. If you take a lot of if, the cases if and if, it can give you some wrong answer in some test case. The second line you see here have all these minus profits, negative profits here. So you have the output here, okay? In the third test, the 2 minimum value is 18 and 19,000, and you got the answer. Oh, it's not a good answer. It should be 3, right? Okay. So the solution for this problem is very easy. You declare an array of 4 elements. Take t, you make a loop of t line. You read 4 number 1, 2, 3, 4. How to find 2 minimum value? Here is one way, easy way to do. You use a library sort these 4 elements. So the first two is the 2 minimum value elements, right? So the rest is just to check if the profit is negative or not and add to the sum. So by this way to code, you will have a very simple code that is it's hard to have a bug from this code, right? The second problem is SMS typing. So for our generation of mobile phone, when the keyboard is small, mobile phones have become an indispensable part of modern life. In addition to making calls, mobile phones can send messages that are called as SMS. Unlike computer keyboards, most mobile phones have limited number of keys. To be able to type all letters of the alphabet, multiple letters are displayed on the same key. Therefore, to type certain letters, a key must be pressed repeatedly until the desired letter appears on the screen. Given the text, you are asked for counting the number of keystrokes to display whole text on the screen. Here you can see a picture of a mobile phone keyboard. Okay, the table, the cell represents one key. SP is space key. To display letter A, you will have to press the corresponding key one time. But to display B of the same key, you will have to press twice continuously. Type. And for C, type. Okay. Similarly, press one time for D, try for E, and 3 times for F. The other letters are also done in the same way. Note that to create a space, you need to press the space key once. Okay. So the background description is very long, but you can easily understand, right? And the problem. So for number test KT, in T following lines, each line contains a text with spaces and lowercase letters. This line has at least one letter and at most 100 letters. And the output, the result of the test is written in a line. In the output, this line begins with the test order and is followed by a number indicating the number of keystrokes that produce the corresponding text. Please see the example output for the correct format. Yeah. T is a 2, so we have 2 lines. That's the first one. Welcome to your lab. So the output, you have to press 29 times. You need to follow the output. Like that. Case number 1, 29. And good luck and have a fun. You need to press 41 times. So for this problem, how to code this is the way to do. You can use a constant table of string value to store keys of the keyboard, mobile keyboard. So you read number of test case, you read and apply. It depends on server, it depends on operation system as well. You can use this or one or no. It depends on the system. You do for each test case. You get line the string, each string in line. So you for each character you will look up in the keys in the table keys and you push the number press to the count to the yeah here for each one number. This time you push, you add to the variable cursor, and you put each time for each character in the variable count, and finally you just write the result is a count. So by this way, for each line, yeah, you have the answer count. So you can see that algorithm and data structure is very easy, right? Just to the implementation technique. Okay. Right now, you will go to practice sessions on server. I will give you how to go to server. I will send this slide to the class, to the teams, including the Vietnamese version as well. We have just translated to English. Sorry that some error. I have time to correct it. But I will include the Vietnamese versions that make you easier to understand the course. Okay. If you have any question, so feel free to ask right now, okay, or during the course. Don't hesitate to ask question. Yeah, here's a guide for you. Okay, may I post on class team? We go to file. It's not this team. Go to file. Go to class materials, okay. Wait for a moment. I'll give you the lecture here, but don't put the lecture outside because it contains a lot of error. Okay, you can go to class materials and you download the practice user guide for students. And you follow this. Yeah, you go to practice user guide. Yeah. Okay, for the practice session, I would like to present the Mr. Trần Hải Đăng will be the TA of the class. He is the ICT class of previous course, so I invite him to be teaching assistant of this course. Mr. Trần Hải Đăng, can you open the camera that everybody can see you? Can you hear me, Trần Hải Đăng?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you open the camera?
Yeah, okay, wait for a second.
Can you see Mr. Trần Hải Đăng? He will be the teaching assistant for practice session. So he will help me to guide you how to practice. First of all, you follow the you follow the user guide. You go to Codeforce PyCon register. Okay. You type the handle here. The handle must follow the format. The format x, y, 40 in that. You don't need this cheer, how to say, the light, one light. You can delete this and that. So x is the last 2 digits of the theory class code. I don't know what is the theory class code. 0 something. You want to follow this format to be approved to the contest. Okay. One moment, please. Chào. No, 06. So the first 2 digit is 06. And next is the practice class code. You don't have practice class code, so you take another 06. 06 is the same class with you. And 60 is the last 6 digits of the student ID. For example, Mr. Phạm Trung 2017, 16, okay, I will put here. Seventeen, 67, 99. Okay, and that is the abbreviate student full name. So Phạm Trung Hiếu mean Hiếu PT. Okay, Phạm Trung Hiếu, Hiếu PT. Title. Okay, type the email, password, and confirm password. Remember that you can change the handle once during the first 7 days. If you have a problem with if you don't follow the format, you can change it during first 7 days. So now let's go for the first step. Register the handle. Yeah. Once when you quit account, you go to this group. Let's see here. Go to this group. Okay. You need to click to register to this group. Okay. Register. And the manager when approve you. Yeah, and you go to the you go to the right side of the page. You click to join. When you click to join as a participant, the manager will let you go in. If the handle format is correct, Mr. Haidang will help me to approve you to the contest. We'll check the format and let you go in. Okay. When you go inside the contest, you go to training first. You don't take immediately into enter. You need to click to register in order to be able to submit your code to each problem. Don't forget to click to register. Okay.
Sir,
Register. Yeah.
I have a questions.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the last semester I have registered my code force email for the final exam for the last the data structure and algorithm course last semester. So right now I already have my email registered, but my handle cannot be changed right now. So what can I do right now, sir?
You can use another email to make another handle. Okay.
Okay.
You do the same thing for okay. If you have already do familiar with this contest, the last for the last semester, so this will be more advantage for you for this course. Okay, go ahead and I will check the request approve you. When you go to Codeforce, you will see the contest every week. Okay. If you can make your handle to change code to handle until valid, you will pass this course with the grade A. You see here is a red color, but it's too difficult to get this. You just need to violet color to be able to got the point A. You understand? If you got green or blue, okay, I can consider to add you some bonus. So that is to change the color of code. Okay. Okay. To write here. Okay, I will write you later. Starting from 06, okay. When you go to training 1, let's do the first one. As I said, okay. The first one, and the SMS you have just seen from the lecture. You do the first one and the Z, problem A and problem Z for today. And at home you do other do other problems. So this problem is slightly different from the one in the lecture. You need to be careful. Yeah, you can see here. You can use the same code in my lecture, but you cannot pass 10%, not pass the 100% of this test case. But you will got 60 points from by the code in my lecture. Let's try it and try to go past this problem quickly. We have 26 people on the class, so 24. 24 people. Okay. How many people? $26. So two students absent today, right? Make your hand up quickly, please. I see only 10 people. Are you okay, everybody? Any problem with keeping handle?
So I still cannot register into the course
Why?
because
What is the problem?
I don't have another email right now. I'm making a new one.
Yes, you can make anyone. Gmail and something like that. Normally, you have an email of school. You don't have any private email like Gmail.
I also use it on another account.
And how about the email of the school?
I just because you like the last semester I use it on the last test for the another course in the last semester, so it cannot be changed the handle.
So you can make another email quickly. I see only 9 handle created and request to join the contest. How about other? Any problem? Mr. Trần Công Minh, the handle is not follow the requirement. Are you here, Trần Công Minh?
Yes, sir.
You need to change the handle. Where are you? You don't open the camera.
Wait a minute. Sorry, but what problem with my handle?
The handle is the Trần Công Minh. It's not the abbreviated surname. You need to change to Minh they say.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake. So I
Can
have
change,
to register again, or
No, just change. I have already approved you. Just change the handle. Okay.
okay, sure.
I will take long time to register to the contest. How about the other? Nguyễn Thị Thu Giang, have any problem to create a handle? Where are you, Nguyễn Thị Thu Giang?
I have already registered to the contest, to the training.
Oh really? I don't see you. I haven't seen you already, Giang.
But I'm already in the group and I have registered the training one.
What is the handle?
My handle is 0606194750 Giang GNT ZNTT.
Train. I don't see you.
It seems like the TA got some mistake. He accidentally removed my account from the group.
Yeah, you can. Okay.
Thầy check cho em với thầy, em sao recap mãi không được.
What is your name?
My name is Hiếu.
UNT.
Yes.
Okay, accepted. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Giang entity is okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you check for me? My name is Phú, MD.
I haven't seen you yet.
It said that you're not allowed to take to the group contest.
Have you clicked to join? Click to request join the contest. You need to request join. In the right hand side of
Yes,
the
I
page.
just sent the request.
Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? $16. Still have the 10. Any problem with other?
So thank you. Accept for me.
Read the name.
Thắng
Haven't seen you yet. Have you request join? Need to click to join. The right hand side of the page.